Secretary Clinton does represent the establishment. I represent, I hope, ordinary Americans, and by the way, who are not all that enamored with the establishment, but I am very proud to have people like Keith Ellison and Raul Grijalva in the House, the co-chairman of the House Progressive Caucus.
Well, look, I've got to just jump in here because, honestly, Senator Sanders is the only person who I think would characterize me, a woman running to be the first woman president, as exemplifying the establishment.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Five. It's Friday, and there was a Democratic debate last night. That's the best she could do. This pathetic woman who is pathetic in the polls, pathetic nationally after her huge lead down to 2 points, pathetic in New Hampshire down by like 30 points. That she's called an insider, and the best she could do, or establishment, the best she could do is says, I'm a woman. How could I be an insider? What on earth is that? Desperation. You know, her voice is a little hoarse today because she shouted and shouted last night. I don't want to go any further. Here's more.
It's really quite amusing to me. People support me because they know my life's work, they have worked with me, and many have also worked with Senator Sanders. And at the end of the day, they endorse me because they know I can get things done. I am not going to make promises I can't keep. I am not going to talk about big ideas like single payer and then not level with people about how much it will cost.
So if she's in jail and you go to visit her, you got to talk to her through a phone, you know, with the glass. Here's more.
I'm not going to tell people that I will raise your incomes and not your taxes and not mean it, because I don't want to see the kind of struggle that the middle class is going through exemplified by these promises that would raise taxes and make it much more difficult for many, many Americans to get ahead and stay ahead. That is not my agenda.
Let me tell you something. They were applauding. That's fine. Bernie Sanders won that debate last night. He keeps going up in the polls. She keeps going down. She's dishonest. You can't like her by looking at her or listening to her. Here's more.
But time and time again, by innuendo, by insinuation, there is this attack that he is putting forth, which really comes down to, you know, anybody who ever took donations or speaking fees from any interest group has to be bought. And I just absolutely reject that, Senator. And I really don't think these kinds of attacks by insinuation are worthy of you. And enough is enough. If you've got something to say, say it directly.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She's unlikable. Now listen to this.
So I think it's time to end the very artful smear that you and your campaign have been carrying out in recent weeks. And let's talk about the issues. Let's talk about the issues that divide us.
Okay, let's talk
we
about
both
issues.
agree with campaign finance reform.
Let's talk about issues.
I worked hard for McCain-Feingold. I want to reverse Citizens United.
Let's talk about issues.
Let's talk about issues.
Let's talk about issues.
Lucky there was no lamp handy. Oh my goodness, artful smear. She's the one who sent Chelsea Clinton out on the campaign trail to lie about his position on health care. Artful smear. She wrote the book on artful smear. Her best friend is named Artful Smear. Here's one more.
Are you willing to release the transcripts of all your paid speeches? We do know through reporting that there were transcription services for all of those paid speeches. In full disclosure, would you release all of them?
I will look into it. I don't know the status, but I will certainly look into it.
She doesn't know the status. She gave speeches at Goldman Sachs. She claimed she went there to warn them that she would take no nonsense from them. There were transcripts kept of every speech. You don't know the status? Release them. I dare you. Release them. Oh, maybe they were erased. I didn't think of that. Have a good weekend.